Good morning, everybody. I have got some stuff to share with y'all today. Now, this is gonna be some things I found out thrifting. So, if you are into thrifting, if you're into like going to Goodwill, Salvation Army, going to estate sales, that kind of stuff, and if you're into just like vintage, then this might be something that you're into. So, if you're interested, then just keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe, click that bell, set it to all notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Alright guys, so we're going to start at Goodwill with some crazy stuff that they have for sale. So this is like, I don't even know how old this is. It looks like it's from the 70s maybe. But they want, I think, $25 for it. You gotta purchase it as is. You don't even know if it works. It's got a braided electrical cord, and there's no returns. Now, I've been doing this a long time, and I have noticed Goodwill just keeps increasing their prices, and lots of times it's garbage on the shelves. I'm just saying. But these 8-track tapes were really fun to find. I think they're pretty awesome, but I didn't buy them because I don't have any way to play them, obviously. But I figured that I would share them with y'all because maybe you remember these. I don't know, I was born in '84, so I don't really remember 8-tracks, but I did play with my dad's record player when I was younger. I loved this old vintage chair. I love it because it's 70s colors. I'm just obsessed. So they want $25 for that, which I didn't feel like that was too much, you know what I mean? But some other stuff, it really is. Look at this gorgeous roll top desk. Now, this one's kind of small. I used to have one of my grandfather's, but it was like the size of two of them put together, like a big roll top desk. And we just got rid of it because we didn't have any room for it. We put it in the front yard and someone picked it up. Now I'm dreading it, wishing I didn't do it because my goodness, it's so pretty and I miss it. And this one is $50. So, I mean, that's honestly not that bad of a price for that item. But again, they did get all this stuff for free. You know what I mean? This find from the 70s. Look at the mom's hair in the bottom left corner. Like, she is styling. Look at the little girl's hair, too. It's all curled to perfection. And I thought it was awesome that they had the 1975 little registration on there. And then I saw this old man bank. And I just think old 60s and 70s, like, kitschy decor is so cool. I totally wish I could decorate my whole house like that. But don't think I could find, like, enough to do it in. But isn't this cool? He was a bank. My favorite things to look for when I go thrifting is, like, old ceramics. I love them. I absolutely adore someone's Aunt Betty going to the ceramic place in 1975 and making, cauliflower dishes for her whole family. I think that is hysterical, and I would love to own them all. But this thing is kind of cursed. I don't know why. And they made a mold of this, but it's kind of creepy. A baby's head in a bunny costume coming out of an egg, and it plugs in, and it lights up like the vintage Christmas trees. See how there's these little, like, colored plastic pieces in there? So it's kind of like the vintage Christmas trees, and I loved that, but it was a little bit too cursed for me to take home. Check out that face. And to go with the Cursed Bunny Light, you could get this, also hand-painted by your Aunt Jenny, a bunny. So this guy looks to be about 30 years old, maybe more, but you can own him for $6.99 at your local Goodwill. Now, these just made me laugh because these are like at least 20 years old. Teletubbies rain boots. They want $5.50 for them. I wanted to buy them just to be funny and maybe, like, put some flowers in them, but I wasn't going to spend $5.50 on it. Do y'all remember these cups? from the 90s, these gigantic, like, before Stanley, there were these huge, like, caricature cups, and you could get them, like, refilled at the fair or wherever for, like, a certain price. I remember these being everywhere, and they were so awkward because you couldn't put them in, like, any car cup holder or anything. I remember my mom just having it, like, in between her legs in the front seat, one of these gigantic jugs. I always have appreciation for the people who keep the boxes for their stuff. Like, how do you keep boxes for all of your appliances? There's just no way I could do it. I have to throw it away. But it's awesome when you find stuff like this at the thrift store because someone kept it together for like 40 years already. Look at this. You can own a 1970s Seal A meal for a mere $6. Check your Goodwills. Now, this old couch was a super cool find, but it was already sold, unfortunately. I think it was like $100 too, so it's not like I could have grabbed it anyhow. I really wanted this rolled up burnt orange shag carpeting, but they wanted $35, and I didn't know if it was like one whole rug piece or if it was carpet remnants. And for $35 and no returns as is, I just didn't want to take the risk. Do y'all remember when these were all the rage? I remember my cousin had a whole bathroom done in these little angels. This was like just a piece of tile that you could hang on the wall. It had like a hook on the back. It was kind of cute, but it's just tobacco stained, so I left it. Y'all remember these personal word processors? This is $13.50 at Goodwill. I can still hear how these sound. I think we used to have one actually growing up in the 80s. So I remember this being one of the first things we had, like before our first computer. This brought back memories because I had one of these as a baby. There's like photos of me playing with this in my crib. So I thought it was super cool that I found it at Goodwill. And then, look at how cute this little troll baby doll is. Do y'all remember the troll dolls? I really wanted to find some old vintage treasure trolls, but I couldn't. But I did find a troll baby. So, it's so cute. I probably should have got it, but it was $5, y'all. Like, maybe I'm too old school. That's a little bit too much for someone's old stuff. This dresser took my breath away. It is so gorgeous. Look at the price though. They wanted $199.99 for someone's old dresser. They got that for free at Salvation Army. I found that Salvation Army is even higher priced than Goodwill now. And it's just unaffordable. The store was packed with items, but everything is so high priced, no one can afford it. And I wanted to share with y'all this big old chunk of Pecorino Romano cheese that I want. It's $321, and I think that's a good price for a gigantic chunk of cheese. I could probably eat that in a week, guaranteed. And, you know, fall is coming when you start seeing the butterscotch morsels. This was Kroger, so they weren't a penny. I'm sure they're going to be resetting at Dollar General also. Alright y'all, I know this video was a little bit different than our normal videos, but I wanted y'all to have something to watch while I continue working on some coupon matchups and deals for us this week at DG. So thank you so very much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye guys!